Good morning, students. Today I am going to start the fourth part of the chapter Rattrap, which is written by Salman Lagroff. First of all, we'll take a preview of the chapter. The peddler was trapped inside the forest. It was late in December. Darkness already spread its wings over the forest. He sank down on the ground, tired to death. All of a sudden, he heard the thumping sound of hammer strokes coming from an iron mill. He gathered all his strength and dragged himself to the mill. He entered the forger and stood close to the furnace to warm himself. The ironmaster on his usual nightly round of instruction. He walked close to the peddler and asked, "But of course it is you, Neil Olive." When Ironmaster took off the peddler's hat, he mistook him as an old acquaintance. Acquaintance means associate. That who was Neil Olive. The peddler didn't know him, nor he seen this man before, but he thought that if this man mistook him as his old companion and gave him some money out of pity, then it would be a good thing for him. Therefore, he didn't let him know that he had mistaken him as a Neil Olive. Downhills means the thing is going to worst. Regiment, the unit in army or defense forces. So the peddler started a conversation with the ironmaster by saying that things didn't went well with him. To this, ironmaster replied that he had made a big mistake by leaving the regiment. He also added that if he would have been working in the regiment when he resigned, he would have let him do so. He wouldn't have let him do so. Later on, he invited him to his home. Manor house, a large country house. Comrade, a fellow soldier. Alarmed means frightened. Inconspicuously, invisible, or which is not noticeable. The rat trapper sailor didn't find it to be a good idea to visit the ironmaster's place. He was frightened. The idea of visiting the large house of an old soldier, which according to him was not safe. After all, he had stolen money with him and he didn't want to put himself in danger. His intention was to sleep in the forge and to go away from there without being noticed. So the ironmaster was aware of the friend's miserable condition. So he tried to make him comfortable by saying that he should feel free to come his home, as his home was an ordinary one. He told him that his wife was no more and added that he must be aware of this. Then he let him know that both his sons were settled abroad. Only he and his daughter were left in the house. He invited him to celebrate Christmas with his family, so that he and his daughter have some good company at the Christmas feast. Though Ironmaster made many attempts to invite him, the peddler didn't accept the invitation. So at last he says to the blacksmith that it seems that the captain wanted to stay with him in the forge. Then he laughed and went away. But the blacksmith knew that he was hiding something. Now, After the gap of half an hour, the ironmaster sent his daughter, and he hoped that his daughter may bring his friend home, as he believed that she was better in persuading others. Children, valet means a personal attendant. Modest means humble. Apprentice means learner. The ironmaster's daughter entered the mill with her attendant, who was carrying a big fur coat. He was a humble girl who was very shy. When she entered, everyone was busy the same way as they had been earlier. The blacksmith was still sitting on the bench with his trainees and was working on iron. She went up to the peddler and lifted his hat. The brother slept with one eye open, and as soon as he saw her, he got shocked and jumped up. This is a peddler, and she introduced herself as Edla Williamson and was sorry to hear about the hard time that he was facing. She explained to him that she had come to take him home with her father's permission. Compassionately showing sympathy for others, Idla had sympathy for the peddler, but then she noticed that the reason behind his fear could be that either he had committed robbery or jailbreak. So she said that he was free to leave their house at any time, but she wanted him to stay with her family just for Christmas Eve. Edla was talking to the peddler in a nice way, in a sympathetic way, which made him believe her, and she got ready to go with her. Astonished and greatly surprised, foreboding and foretelling, the peddler wore the fur coat offered by the valet and started following the lady. He didn't even bother to notice the other people in the room. On the way to the house, the peddler felt that as he had committed a crime, he would be punished for it. This is the fur coat which valet gave to that peddler. Now children, that's all this in this class.